How do you make your resume stand out when you're applying to become a Salesforce administrator? What can you do to help increase the chances that you get to meet with the people you want to meet with when you're networking? And if you think about this is actually a really big challenge, because if you're applying for a job that requires a specific certification, like a Salesforce administrator, everybody else who's applying for that job also has that same certification. So what can you do to make yourself look unique and stand out? And in my experience, the one thing that's worked for me, or the one thing that people have used with me when they wanted to network with me that really got my attention, is a professional blog. So what is a professional blog? My recommendation would be to include 3 things, and the cool thing is everyone can do this. The first thing to include is talk about your skill set. These are the things that you're naturally good at, and those things that align with the job of being a Salesforce administrator. Let's say you were volunteering at a food bank, for example, and you recognize that the way that the process was working was taking a lot longer than it could have, and you recommended a solution that changed the whole thing around, that made everybody work a lot faster. Well, those are the sorts of skills that are going to translate to becoming a Salesforce administrator. The key thing is that when you talk about your skills from your personal life or your volunteer life or your previous work life, if you have those experiences, talk about how you've used them in the following format: the problem that you encountered, the solution that you recommended, and the result that it had. And when you could do that, problem, solution, result, that really shows your potential employer that you understand how things work and how you're going to be able to move business forward. So that's tip number 1. For the second thing to talk about is your projects. Now, maybe you've said, hey, Jeff, I'm not a Salesforce administrator. I haven't done any previous projects. That's not true. You've gone through Trailhead. You've done tons of stuff in a Trailhead playground. Take one of those ideas from the Trailhead playground that you've built out and talk about it in that same format. Here's a problem a business that I encounter, here's a solution that I could implement for them, and here's the anticipated result that this would have. Maybe this could be a flow that you could build out. Come up with a scenario that solves a real business problem. And this is important because sometimes people get excited about what technology can do, but not necessarily how you can take that technology and tie it back to the business challenge that somebody might actually face. And if you put a couple of those together, take some screenshots of your flows, add them to your blog, talk about it again, problem, solution, result, you'll have an incredible couple of examples, even if you don't have any previous work experience. Number 3, talk about the trends that are happening in the world of technology. And the reason this is important is because if you get hired, yes, you've got to be a Salesforce administrator and you've got to be able to know all of the basics and what's available. But if you understand some of the big picture of what's happening in the tech world right now, then the business will look at you and say, goodness, as Salesforce continues to innovate and add a new functionality with Einstein, with artificial intelligence, as it adds in maybe new functionality around blockchain, and as that continues to develop, this is a person who understands the big picture, will be having an ear out for future releases, and be able to benefit our business by making all of those things happen. And so talk about the trends, know what the trends are, and then reflect on them. Write a couple of articles in your blog about those different trends. Now, if you say, Jeff, I don't know those trends, that's fine. Over the next several weeks, I'm going to be releasing a video on each of the major trends that are currently happening within the tech industry. I originally produced these videos for a different channel, but now I'm including them here. Each video also includes a bunch of additional resources, some links out to Trailhead, that will help you really round out your understanding of the trends that are impacting the tech world. The blogging platform that I use is Ghost. The basic package includes tons of themes, and most importantly is they have fantastic support. It's super affordable. You can take a look with a link in the description below and see if that works for you. Put together a professional blog, talk about your skill set, your projects, and your knowledge of the trends, and that will really help set you on the path of getting your resume noticed, help you be able to network. You'll say, hey, let's talk. Take a look at my blog, and they'll call you back. And I wish you nothing but the best of success. Thanks for watching.